Rosie, go! Are you excited?
Okay, Rosie, don't go crazy on me, okay? It's been a while since we brushed you, Rosie. Okay, well, Rosie, it's been a while since I brushed you. No. No. Hey. I need to brush you, okay? Go downstairs, get a toy. Go get a toy. Where is it? Go get a toy. Where's Mom? Oh, you got one. Good girl. Good girl. Did you get a toy? We're gonna go tubing today, but I hit my goal. I got 405 pound deadlift today. And just used the belt and lifting straps. I'm surprised at how much lifting straps helped, actually. Also, we have tomatoes growing. We've had quite a few cherry tomatoes come up, but our butch or hamburger tomato is starting to produce pretty good. This week it's very hot. It's supposed to be in the triple digits the whole week, so that's a lot of fun. Today I wanted to keep sharing more of the story about when Kiara was diagnosed the first time with cancer. You have cancer. Then it's like, okay, well, now what? We know why she's had such a hard time breathing and couldn't lay down and sleep. She had to sleep sitting up in the chair or piled up on pillows. First oncologist we met with was local to the city we were living in. He suggested having her parents there as well. So in total there's 4 of us that went into the appointment when we first met with him. And the reason why we wanted that was because it helped us get the most information out of that appointment. So Kiara, like, she wasn't worried about remembering anything. She was just like wanted to know what we were doing moving forward. She was still like coming to terms with everything, and in a way we all were. You know, we spent probably an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours. I remember Dr. Johnson ended up staying probably an hour past their closing time to be with us and like talk us through things, because like Kiara had a lot of questions. She's someone that's very, okay, this is the issue. I'm going to do my research on it and come with a lot of questions to the appointments, and she did that the whole time. She was going through treatments, and which was really good. It helped her have a better understanding of what was going on and helped both of us. Just gonna go get the microphone. Kiara's treatment plan, which was honestly, treatment plan's pretty standard with Hodgkin's lymphoma. 6 cycles. Each cycle has 2 infusions, lasts 1 month, and there's 2 weeks in between infusions. So in total she had 6 months of chemo, and that was if they didn't have to stop due to low blood counts or any complications coming from the treatments or from anything else that came up, followed by I think 21 treatments of radiation. But once Kiara started doing chemo, the first couple of infusions really weren't terrible, but you know, just kept getting sicker and sicker and kept taking more time to recover from the treatments itself. But going through the treatments for me was it was hell. Like I've said before, having a spouse with cancer was one of the 2 big things that I was really scared about happening in my life. You know, and Kiara and I dealt with it in a fairly good manner for, you know, the mindset we had back then and where we were at in life. Kiara said she didn't want to be negative and depressed and just upset about everything the whole time, so she decided to be happy through it all, and it was a really hard thing for her to do, and I'm so proud of her for that. She has a different view on that now because she wasn't really letting herself feel all of her emotions. She just decided to be happy, and that was the only emotion she'd have until she broke down for a few days and then hop back on the happy train. As much as I wanted to do that, I couldn't. I couldn't just be happy. I felt like I was dying inside, especially towards the end of it, because Kira would be so sick. She would be lying in bed for hours of the day and sometimes all day or multiple days in a row after her treatments. And I remember I'd be at work and I would just stare at my computer and I wasn't able to function. I was doing literally the bare minimum, if that, and I would just be so scared of what I would come home to. Would my wife be alive when I got home? Because I'd never seen her that sick before. I remember I'd come home. A lot of the time she wasn't downstairs at all, so I'd go upstairs and crack the door open and she'd still be in bed and hadn't moved at all from the morning. From the doorway I would see if her chest was moving up and down while she was breathing, and she'd be breathing and I'd go down and let Rosie out potty and sit on the couch and cry. And I didn't feel like I had anyone to talk to. It was hard. That's one of the ways that I used to cope, was eating food. And on the weekends when I didn't have work, a lot of times I would just sit there on the couch for hours and just hold Rosie and switch back and forth between staring blankly at the floor and crying and going up to check and see if Kira was still breathing or not, and coming down and crying. There were times when I would stay home from work because Kira was really sick. We'd be downstairs watching TV and she'd sleep a lot. We watched a lot of TV at that point of our lives, which is fine because she couldn't really do much, especially in the winter time when it was cold. She was so weak. There were several times where I would have to carry her up the stairs because she couldn't get up the stairs on her own. She could not walk up the stairs. And I'd carry her up to the bathroom. Then I would help her come down the stairs. And she told me this a couple of years after going through treatments, but there was times when I was at work and she was so weak and tired that she would have to crawl up the stairs because she couldn't walk up them on her own. She would have to stop a couple of times going up the stairs because she had no energy. She was so tired. I felt awful when she said that because the entire time I just wanted to do everything for her so that she could have it as easy as possible. Ended up taking longer than originally planned. She had a couple of ER visits due to infections or something like that, and just having infections in her body, not being able to fight them. Actually, she got her wisdom teeth out a couple months into treatments, and she had to get those out because they were starting to break through the skin and causing infections in her mouth, which her body then couldn't fight because of the chemo. Getting her wisdom teeth out while on chemo was awful, and then her mouth was so sore for a long time, probably a couple months at least, just extreme pain and soreness in her mouth because her body wasn't able to heal the way that a normal one would, just because of the chemo. Even now, 4 years later, she still has sockets in her mouth. They haven't filled in at all. It honestly feels really good to talk about all of this and to share it, because the whole time I just felt like I had nothing to give. I was giving everything to Kiara, and I didn't feel like I could give myself anything and spend time taking care of myself. I didn't really even know what self-care was. I didn't have any clue what self-care was at the time. There was several times when I would just be praying that Kiara would be okay, and I would get this sense of peace that everything was going to be okay. That Kira would make it through it. And that helped me so much, and I would look back and remember those feelings that God gave me, those feelings of peace those times helped me so much. I am extremely grateful that God gave me those mercies. God gave me something to look forward to and gave me peace and reassurance when I needed it the most. And I still have a testimony that God will do that in my life at any time when I need His help. And I know that He'll do that with you too. And I know He'll answer your prayers because He's answered mine. I'd rather have gone through that than just kept having a normal life. And because of the growth that I went through, and as much as it sucked and it was awful to see Kiara go through, as awful as it was, I grew so much closer to God and to Kiara during that time. Yeah, I wouldn't trade it for anything. Anyways, if you liked the video, give it a thumbs up if you would. I would greatly appreciate it. It helps out a lot. If you know anyone else going through cancer, look out for their caretaker as well, because they're giving their everything to take care of their loved one, and oftentimes don't allow themselves to be taken care of or allow themselves any comfort or pleasure in life because they want so much to help the other person. And if you've had cancer, or if you've had a loved one that had cancer, I'm sorry. That sucks. Such a painful thing to go through, such a hard thing. And I'm sorry that you've gone through that, or that you are going through that. But you're not alone. Take care of yourself. You need it, you deserve it. And I wish there was more that I could do to help. I wish I could be there with you. But hopefully me sharing this video of my experience helps a little bit for you to know that you're not alone. You're all awesome. And let me know if there's anything I can do for you guys. Or if you have any questions about anything specific about Kiara's treatments or anything like that, feel free to comment, and I'll try to answer those in the comments or in a video. So thanks.
Well, Kiara got all the fun. You literally just drugged me right past them and I couldn't get in them. It's all her fault.